It's a new week, which means a new featured five. Here are the books for the week. The first one is City of Orphans by Avi. Avi has a whole shelf in our library. He has written so many books. And did you know that his name, Avi, comes from his grandkids who called him Avi instead of Grandpa? It's a little trivia about Avi. This book is about 13-year-old Max, and it takes place in 1893 in New York City. He is a newsboy, and he teams up with a homeless girl named Willa to clear his older sister Emma from charges that she stole from the brand new Waldorf Hotel where she works. So it's a historical fiction novel with adventure and a little bit of mystery thrown in. Okay, that's our first book. Our second book in the featured five is a classic. This one is called The Jungle Book. And this one is it's a retelling actually of the classic story in which Mowgli is raised by the animals in an Indian jungle, but becomes curious about creatures of his own kind as he grows into a man. You may know this from Disney, right? The Jungle Book. So those are our first two. Those are kind of different from each other, but as you know, the featured five are five books that all have something in common. Okay, look at this one. This one's even more different, right? SOS Titanic. The Titanic is an incredibly popular topic here in the library. So this is a chapter book about the Titanic. 15-year-old Barry is traveling from Ireland to America on the maiden voyage of the Titanic, and he finds his life endangered when the ship hits an iceberg and begins to sink. Okay, our fourth book in the featured five this week. This is a huge book. Look at this. This is an informational book. This book is called Built to Last by David Macaulay. It contains detailed illustrations and explains how castles, mosques, and cathedrals were built. So it's very visual. I'm going to show you this one a little bit here. This is a super visual book. Look at this. So if you like construction and building and seeing how things go together, and a lot of this would be building from a long time ago too, medieval times, the Renaissance, a long time ago. It's pretty cool. Look at, there's even some maps and charts. So that's a pretty cool one. That one's called Built to Last. Okay, the fifth and final book. These are really different from each other, aren't they? This is kind of tricky to guess this week. This one is called Ghost Night. This is about John and his new friend Ella. They summon the ghost of Sir William Longsby, who may be able to protect John from a group of ghosts that threatens him harm from the day he arrives at Salisbury Cathedral's boarding school. So a lot of adventure in that one for sure. All right, okay, so any ideas? There's a tricky one this week for sure. All of these books feature authors who have birthdays in December. Do you have a December birthday? Maybe you want to check out a book written by an author who also has a December birthday. If you have any ideas for featured fives in the future, feel free to email me. I would love to feature your featured five and to use your ideas because that gets students excited about reading.